class here. Both of them have been pretty much running these characters. The question for me is kind of like how Acno's going to play, because he has times where he's like very straightforward, very standard, and then he has times where he decides to go off stage and do a bunch of down signatures. It's just really flavor of the moment.
We've got a lot of cheesy signatures happening this weekend. Very interesting things happening in EU. But guys, this is game number 1. We are in elimination semis, and let's see what they've got for us. Ahmet just controlling the stage, goes out there after the end light. Acno trying to catch that jump with all those whiff neutralers.
Yeah, Ahmet just kind of playing this really straightforward, standing on the stage, hitting those neutral lights on top of Acno. Acno not able to really respond to it. Like, this has been a good 4 or 5 neutral lights from Ahmet. The side air almost does it. Weapon toss will.
Goodness.
And that's going to be Ahmet with the first stock.
Yeah, he just controlled the stage. He took it away from Acno. He connected so many consecutive end lights. Acno went for a lot of pretty aggressive commitments. Like, he was dash jumping neutral in Ahmet's face.
Yeah, it does really feel like Acno's trying to figure out how to get in on Ahmet, and Ahmet's just been getting him. Another juggle there on the side of Ahmet. He's looking so solid here.
He is trying to connect anything at all. The downer is able to come through, but the weapon toss does not. Ahmet makes it back on. Acno with a neutral as a get off me, and now he picks up the bow. He has not been able to connect these neutralers. He has not been able to catch these jumps. Ahmet's movement has just been that threatening, but I just think Acno has just been a little too trigger happy.
Yeah, I think he was expecting Ahmet to be a little bit more aggressive and go aggression to aggression. But right now, Ahmet, he's just been playing this really, really smart and safe. Okay, recovery, not going to KO. You saw the chase dodge. Maybe was expecting for, the opportunity for like a neutral air afterwards or a second recovery, but Ahmet didn't give it.
The end light is not enough, but the position that Acno is in is so difficult. He is down a whole stock. The other end light is able to come through, and that is enough to do it. It is now a 3-1 stock lead. What does Acno have to do to take it back?
I mean, he's definitely at this moment probably thinking about the next game. He's thinking about what adjustments he can make. Goes for the gravity cancel, end sig, not going to connect. Likely wants to at least deny the 3 stock, but at this point, Acno's likely just looking for data, looking for things that he can do to go into the rest of the set.
Sidelight whiffs. Oh. The punish was optimal. That was so much damage coming out from Ahmet. Yeah, I feel like this game is already finished. That was so sick. But you know what, Acno getting in there with that side sig. Wait a second, that was just the first stock.
Yeah, that was the first stock. Acno does deny the 3 stock. What a read on the side of Ahmet as well to go for that ground pound in that offstage. Really, really solid. Ahmet should be able to put this one away unless Acno can keep this weapon control, which so far he's doing a really good job of.
Okay, D-Light so true combo coming through. Acno not going to be able to get the 3rd hit, but the neutral does come out. Goes for a very safe GC D-Light. Ahmet tried to punish his landing after that. Like the idea. The Sailor does put Acno once again deep off stage, and another Sidelight Sailor, and that should be it.
Side air on Acno's side, threw away his weapon, gets caught picking up the bow. Should be able to get this wall touch, but Ahmet in position, another neutralite. He's just one hit away, basically.
Acno has to play perfectly, and perfectly he does not play. Ahmet just going to go ahead and finish off that game in a pretty dominant fashion. Acno was looking a little bit better in stock 2 and 3, but that stock 1 was...
It was rough. It was definitely rough for Acno, and I think he knows it. That's why he's changing up the maps. He did ban out Small World's End. I also feel like it's really, really hard to do the thing that Acno did the best at, which was deny weapons. Like, when Ahmet didn't have a weapon, that's when Acno looked the best, and that's not an easy thing to create, a situation to create.
Yeah, he is able to control so well. He controls the stage. He denies you from what you want to get. He knows what you want in that moment. But it felt like a neutral when Ahmet had the orb and Acno had the bow. He was unsure of what Ahmet wanted out of him, and so he kept guessing at habits that weren't there in that moment.
Well, now we're here on the Fortress of Lions, and we're seeing a little bit of a different play style. Ahmet on the Gauntlet's not able to just play that neutral-like game, but he is still getting in the face of Acno.
Oh, that's a big whiff, and that is an amazing punish. Look at the position that Ahmet is in now, but wow, he is able to touch.
A little bit of a goofy weapon toss on the side of Acno. I think he wanted a little bit more verticality in that to cover some space, but either way, Acno on that weapon starve dead center, and Ahmet able to pick it up.
Bit of an awkward position there through Blasters. D-Light, I think, definitely was the move. Maybe he was afraid it was going to be too slow. The side light still comes through. Such a consistent option. It is always there through Orb, always puts you off stage, and Ahmet is controlling the stage once again with the side light still. Acno deep off stage this time. This is going to be Ahmet taking out that first stock that was clean.
Yeah, really good bead on how Acno was moving there. You saw Ahmet went off stage, immediate turnaround down air towards the stage, covered the dodge that Acno wanted to do towards the wall. Can he clean up this stock? Neutral air is not even going to put Ahmet off screen. Gonna take a lot more than the recovery.
If he wants to get a KO off the top, it is not that time yet, but when it comes to edge guards, Bo is king. I mean, that downer, the ground pound, absolutely ridiculous. The neutral air, it is not going to KO until a little bit later. Side light still comes through again, putting Acno in disadvantage. D-Light recovery, is that enough? Yes, it will be.
All right, man, just to clean it up, took a little bit of damage.
But a lot better than game one.
For sure.
Yeah, looking a lot closer this time around. We have a slow neutral here. Ahmet is stepping up to the plate, and he is able to get the end light. The juggles are coming through, and that is almost Acno's second stock gone just like that. The game was looking so close, it was looking so even, but Ahmet is looking phenomenal.
Down air, doesn't get the read. Ahmet able to get another hit. Neutral air into the recovery. Ahmet almost a full stock up on Acno. All of it on this orb.
He's just playing so safely. He has connected so many end lights, one after another. That is a lot of damage coming through. D-Light so true combo, but we're not seeing any of like the huge bow reads. We're not seeing any of the huge bow strings. Like, we're missing something from Acno, you know?
You see him hit that side light. Was trying to catch Ahmet with that dash jump neutral air. But you're seeing him play a lot slower now, recognizing, you know what, Ahmet's been punishing me for getting a little over-aggressive. He hits me with those neutral lights a little too often.
How many dash jump neutralities is he going to get punished for? It feels like every single one. How many times has he actually called out one of Ahmet's jumps? That time, he was able to get it. He was able to read it. But when he whiffs it, it feels like the punish he's taking is so big.
Okay, Acno.
Okay.
Nice. The turnaround down light gets the side air as well. Denying weapons here from Ahmet. This is something he needs, but Ahmet, great weapon spawn in favor of him. Down air.
Oh, and that angle was disgusting. I don't think Ahmet has a chance to make it back on, and he does not. You know what, Acno, I have to say, he avoided a lot of damage. This could be a lot worse of a position for him.
Yeah, you can see he's trying to not let this lead get too far away from him. Ooh, down air, not gonna hit there. Ahmet with another recovery. This could be bad for Acno. He's running out of health to play with.
They're both playing so patiently. Nobody wants to really commit to anything. The side light is going to be able to push Ahmet off stage. The neutral doesn't come out. He chase dodges in. No huge combo, no huge follow-up. Acno is now deep off stage. He makes it back on with an aggressive recovery, but he is sent off stage again and again. Ahmet is putting him in all these nasty positions. He is continuing to chip away the damage here.
Here's the weapon spawn. Acno able to sneak it out. He definitely wants to play this bow against Ahmet's orb, but the side air from Ahmet will put him up 2-0 right now. Acno on the cusp of getting knocked out of the tournament.
Acno is taking some pretty big sudden damage spikes. When it feels like the game is like a little bit even, he's like doing kind of well. I'm thinking specifically about like, you know, the neutral, the side, and like the recovery. The way that Ahmet has been able to set up those juggles feels like it's been so consistent. And Acno suddenly goes from, you know, beige to orange, beige to like, you know, into the red territory. And you're like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, it is scary when Ahmet can hit those big juggles. That's the thing that like I noticed the most is like he'll hit like you said side light nair into a recovery, and then suddenly Acno's just taking a lot of damage. And this is not a map where you want that to happen. As we're back to Small World's End, game number 3. Acno hoping that the Koji is going to be the thing to push him onto the podium.
Recovery comes through. Let's see if the Koji is going to do what you said. For the Acno fans, I'm sure that they're hoping for the same thing. Acno, he goes out there. He's able to get the seal. Such a safe signature. But Ahmet fights back on. Bo is not going to KO off the top. It's just not going to happen.
Koji, okay. Gravity cancel neutral light. Ahmet still having jumps. That's why Acno's got to keep this going, and he will get the KO with that down air.
That might have been the best advantage state that we have seen from Acno so far in the set. He was able to push that all the way. He looked so consistent. He looked so accurate. He's trying to set the juggles.
Oh.
He gets the neutral before Ahmet picks up the weapon. And I don't know if he wanted to pick back up the sword. That was like that awkward distance where it like prioritizes the weapon that you just tossed.
Yeah, the one that's already there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, great reactions on Acno's side, because that was multiple times where it was like, is he going to pick up the old weapon or is he going to pick up the new one to try to deny? And he was still getting hits onto Ahmet. Now Ahmet, opportunity to swap over to the orb. You saw him look at it, but instead wants the gauntlets for the KO.
Okay, Acno not able to space out the save, but he's still able to get back on. That time he waits for the weapon so that he's able just to pick up the fresh one. Ahmet backing off, just letting Acno get back on so he can pick up a weapon of his own, but maybe that was a mistake. Acno was setting up the juggles. He's continuing to put on the damage. The save puts Ahmet in a nasty position off stage, and that is going to be the stock. It is now 3-1. Acno, Ahmet in the stock count.
Yep, some solid sword play on the side of Acno. Goes again for some more juggles. He loves that up toss and great patience. He recognized, you know what, the first time I was too quick to go for the pickup. Instead, I'm going to wait for the weapon to despawn, but he eats a side sig.
The side sig is going to be more than enough to finish at that point. But yeah, Ahmet's going to have to pull a fast one if he wants to be able to take this in a 3-0 fashion. It's not looking that likely right now. Acno has just been playing control so well.
Oh, okay. Just before that, the side sig would have been the right read, so he went for it on the second attempt, but Ahmet changed up the way he was moving.
Just being patient for the whiff. He's able to get a huge punch with that neutral into the GCN light. The recovery comes through as well. It wasn't enough. Another GCN light. The damage is piling on. Can Acno make it back?
Narrowly touches the wall. He's getting deeper into the red. Ahmet playing this final stock incredibly well. Has that control again, but he misses the end line. Acno goes for the extension there with that down light down air. Wanted the follow-up off the bounce, but couldn't get it.
Okay, just whiffs in Ahmet's face. Ahmet's going to be able to get a punish. That's going to be the down air, but is that enough to do it? Acno, you see how patient he's being? Ahmet, he backed up too much for that GCD light to connect.
Really good positioning on Acno's side. Try to put himself under the stage as much as possible to make it harder for Ahmet to get that KO. Neutralite will do it. Enough damage was built up onto Acno. But there's a world where Ahmet just cleans this up 3-0.
It just depends how patient Acno is being. I feel like he knows what you want, and he tries to take it away from you. He is going to stay away from Ahmet's win condition. Well, to the best of his ability, at least. Let's see how that's going to work out. He gets his dodge caught again.
Ahmet really getting a read on the movement of Acno. Acno looking for the sword. Neutral air almost puts Ahmet off screen. It's going to be the sword recovery. Acno on the board, 1-2.
So, seems like the switch definitely worked out. That sword looked phenomenal. His advantage state, you know, he just looked so consistent. His juggles also looked fantastic. Acno was so close to being put off stage on that last stock had he not clashed with Ahmet. Mashing out of disadvantage against gauntlets, it's like sometimes you do catch them like directly on top of you, and then you know you get away from each other and then you reset neutral. Sometimes you don't get it in time, and then the gauntlet player is able to get the hit and then put you off stage. Acno, that was like a position where he could have been put off stage. It could have gone so differently. Yeah,
that was a scary spot for Acno in that final stock there, but he still managed to hold on, and I think he recognized, you know what, in this spot I need that sword, and that's what he got. Now we're here, game number 4. Acno still on that back foot.
But I want to see the bow shine. I am curious why he is not doing as well on the bow, specifically against Ahmet's orb.
Swaps over to the sword though. Ahmet, really good spot. You see the recovery come out. Acno manages to dodge the recovery of Ahmet. It's going real high.
The exhausted recovery comes through, and it was still able to connect. The juggles from Acno have been phenomenal, but
it's
Ahmet.
Not gonna KO.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Petra's strength into Koji defense, and that side air was not enough. This one's not enough. A little too far to the left on the stage this time. Acno still managing to get these wall touches.
Oh, being so patient, that D-light whiff, but that's okay because he was at a safe distance. Ahmet not going to punish that whiff ground pound. You just have to respect both ground pound because it can be so lethal. But speaking of lethal, Ahmet's end light was able to connect that time. He did take a couple of extra hits. It does feel like the orb should have KO'd sooner, but you know what? He still has the stock advantage.
Yep, still has that lead. Acno just did enough to keep that lead from getting too big. Another neutralite here. Acno needs to get the stock soon. I don't think a raw recovery will do it just yet. Ooh, I'm wrong. It will, and Acno is going to get that stock, juggles weapons. Likely wants a sword. That's been the thing that's been doing the best right now.
Yeah, you put that out there, and I was like, maybe. And then I was like, okay, yeah.
You know, sometimes I forget Small World's End is so small.
That's right. It is definitely deceptive. But right now, Acno, his disadvantage state, he is taking so much damage. Ahmet with an amazing spot dodge. He put himself like in the middle of like the distance that the side light actually covers. Usually side light does hit through spot dodges.
Man, Acno's just taking all the heat. Gets in with the unarmed, but Ahmet denying the weapon pickup. Acno's unarmed looking solid, but there's the recovery. Ahmet one stock away from getting the podium and knocking Acno out of the bracket.
But at this position, it is not guaranteed, especially with how dangerous Acno's advantage state with the sword is. But the question is, can he set up the juggle? How is he going to have to do that? Well, he's going to be looking for a D-Light. He's going to be looking for landing downers, jump callouts with the neutral. He just needs to be able to set up one of those, and then Ahmet's damage will follow. That neutral didn't connect, but how many times has his dodge been caught after getting hit by a side light?
Acno just getting a couple taps in. This is the down air. Ahmet responds with the side light. Yeah, you can't take those trades.
So he puts him off stage, but that is not his ideal position. The NSYNC, there's such a specific hitbox, it's not going to be able to connect. Ahmet, he is hunting him down. He has gotten so many follow-ups off of side light.
And that'll do it. Side light into the recovery, and Ahmet going to put that one away. 3-1. Acno just not able to get in onto Ahmet. Like, there was a whole moment there where they were both just doing the movement game, neither one of them wanting to get that attack out because they knew what was at stake.
Yeah, he was anxious